What's up, my ladies and gents? It's your girl Destiny. I'm starting this vlog off, y'all. I look crazy. But I just had surgery. I had 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, and y'all, I just want to come here and tell y'all my experience. I always hear I'm mixed, so I'm white and black. Um, My dad is mixed, so he's white and black, and then my mom is black. So a lot of my paperwork, if I'm filling out paperwork, I always identify as 2 or more races because I'm not just black and I'm not just white. Even though I feel like I'm like more percentage of black than I am white, that's just what it is. My mom is fully black, and then my dad is white and black. So you do the math. My mom do have Indian in her too as well. So but for the most part, I'm black. And I always heard stories of like African American women or black women always feeling like they're not being heard when it comes to medical. If they're in pain, they're not being heard. If they're not being treated right, they're not being heard. They're just basically having to deal with it. Well, me personally, I feel like I probably experienced that one time, and that was just when I had my daughter. They weren't listening to me. But I had a black doctor, so it don't matter if the doctor black, white, it don't matter what it is. I had a black doctor when I had my daughter. And because they did not listen, I ended up having an infection. Ended up in ICU, and my daughter ended up in ICU. And yeah, so that was traumatic, but okay, I had my daughter, she's 12 now, so that was like 12 years ago. But it was still not as traumatic as this surgery that I just had on my teeth. So I go in, I do the paperwork, I paid the money. I had to pay my insurance. It was like a $1,400 surgery. So my insurance paid like $1,000. I still had to pay $400 out of pocket. Okay, paid the $400 out of. They wouldn't even do my surgery until I paid up front, pretty much. Fine. The original goal was to go in and take out both of. So basically, altogether, I was supposed to get the 2 top wisdom teeth, 2 top bottom teeth on both sides, and then I have 2 extra teeth in my mouth, in my gums, because I have a baby tooth that never fell out. And so I have 2 teeth that's like down in my gums that could cause me pain, but it's not like just life or death pain right now. So basically, the doctor said we're not gonna pull them out today. At first we were, but he was like, we'll just wait and we'll do the wisdom teeth, because when they did my x-ray, they found a growth behind my left side of my wisdom teeth that they wanted to cut out and go get a biopsy on, just to make sure it was not cancerous. I said that's fine, which that kind of scared me. At first I was calm about the surgery, but I'm not gonna lie, that kind of made me like, oh my gosh, they found a cyst. I just hope it ain't cancer. That just kind of freaked me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I still remained calm, okay? Everything was good. The nurses was good. Give me 1 second, son. The nurses was good. Nurses was really lovely. Honestly, can't remember her name, but she was a Mexican nurse, and she was really nice. Really tried to keep me calm. Everything was good. They told me, I talked to the doctor. He seemed pretty, at first he seemed pretty nice, straightforward or whatever. Fine. I go. They said they're gonna put me to sleep. So they asked me all the questions, history, all that. And then proceeded to put my nasal oxygen on, did my IV, and then, okay, we were starting surgery now. Mind you, the doctor said this was supposed to be a 30-minute surgery. 30 minutes. 30 minutes to pull 4 teeth out. Fine. My surgery ended up taking 2 hours and like 45 minutes, almost 3 hours. Okay. Everything's fine, so they gave me the stuff to put me to sleep. Hey, go to sleep. Well, in the middle of them doing my surgery, like towards the end, I'm gonna say in the middle, it's like towards the end, because they had already put my top two at the top. They already had pulled this side. I don't know why this side is more puffier than this side, because this is the side that had more like trauma and had the cyst and everything on it. So I'm not sure why this side is so puffy, but it is what it is. But so I say more than halfway through the surgery, but they still was trying to get my last two wisdom at the bottom out in, plus they still had to cut the cyst out. So mind you, I wake up in the middle of them still trying to get out my wisdom tooth on this side. I wake up, and to me that should have been a red flag to them that the anesthesia is wearing off, but I digress. So I wake up and I'm instantly feeling everything, y'all. When I say I'm instantly feeling everything, I'm telling them like, hey, I need more medicine. Like, I'm talking, but I got all this stuff in my mouth. But I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling them cutting. I'm feeling them drilling. I'm feeling them. They had this like metal tool thing that they was banging, trying to get my tooth out. I'm feeling it all, y'all. And I'm telling them, I need more medicine. I can feel everything that you're doing to me. And basically they just told me I couldn't get any more medicine. Like, they couldn't put me back to sleep. They couldn't do nothing because my IV was messed up. So my IV was no longer giving me the medicine, the anesthesia to keep me asleep. So, okay, y'all, like, imagine somebody drilling, cutting, all this stuff, having surgery in your mouth, and you're feeling it. Like, you're feeling everything. So, of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to, like, I wasn't screaming, but I wasn't like, ah, but I was like, oh, like, I'm feeling it. Like, I'm telling them, like, I'm feeling it. And they got me strapped down, y'all. Both my arms are strapped down. Like, I can't move. Like, I'm strapped down. But both of the nurse that did my IV and this other nurse was on each side of me holding my hand. And they was telling me to squeeze my hand. So I'm squeezing their hand because I'm, like, in pain. But the doctor just told me because I'm crying. Like, I'm not even really screaming, y'all. I'm really crying because I'm feeling everything, and I'm telling them like I'm feeling it, and they're banging the shit out of my tooth. They're cutting me, all this like I'm feeling the stitches as they doing. I'm feeling everything, and this man told me to stop yelling, to stop crying because there's other people in the office. This is what the doctor told me, and I'm like, F you. Excuse my language, but F you, like, I feel all of this pain. How the hell are you going to tell me to not cry, to not yell, to not react? I'm in pain and you're doing surgery on my mouth and I'm feeling everything. And then I'm strapped down. That I was laying down and I kept, like, moving my legs because I'm in pain. Like, y'all I don't know how to describe y'all, but it was just so fucked up how I felt like I was done. I was being told to be quiet as I'm getting cut on as they're pulling my tooth. I'm feeling everything. I'm strapped down. They're telling me they can't give me no more medicine. At that point, you should have stopped the surgery. Once you feel like my IV was messed up and I'm waking up in the middle of surgery, you should have stopped the surgery, period. But no, you kept going and then tried to tell me to be quiet as you cutting my mouth, as you pulling my tooth, as you are doing surgery on me live and I'm up. And you got me strapped down, and I can't move. And, like, y'all, it was the worst experience ever. And I'm so glad that I don't have to go through this no more. Even if these two got to get pulled, I'm not doing it. That doctor traumatized the hell out of me. Then, mindful, they finished my surgery. The man walked out, never came back to check on me. Never came back to say, hey, went good, nothing that. Never spoke to me again after the surgery. They rolled me into a room with my nurse. I'm crying, y'all. I'm like literally crying because I couldn't believe I ain't being done this way. I couldn't believe that this happened to me. Like, I really could not believe it. Like, so my nurse came in and she was like, I'm so sorry. The nurse was very nice. She was very apologetic. She was just like, I'm so sorry. This was a rough surgery as it is. Like, it wasn't a normal surgery. And then the fact that she woke up, like, she was just very apologetic. But not once did that doctor come in there and say anything to me. Not once did he Nothing. And then after the surgery, I asked them, can they give me some pain medicine? Because mind y'all, I'm in pain the whole time. Once I woke up during the surgery, I was in so much pain. Like, so much pain. So I'm just crying. Like, and I'm not even like, oh my, like, just dramatic crying. I just got tears coming down my face because I'm in so much pain. So I'm asking the doctor, like, can y'all please give me some pain medicine? Because I am in pain. I've been in pain since y'all woke up in surgery. I've been in pain since y'all took my IV out and all this stuff and got my shoes on and everything. Got me dressed again. I'm in pain sitting in this room waiting on y'all to come discharge me to my people that was with me. Like, I'm in pain this whole time. And she was like, we can't give you none, but he's gonna fill your prescription, right? He's gonna fill your prescription. Okay. Alright. I couldn't even be mad at her because it wasn't her fault. And she really was trying to help me out. So I really wasn't just like being an asshole to her or nothing. Like, I was just glad somebody was being apologetic to me in the situation. So I get in the car, my family take me to my people take me to the, Walmart to go get my prescription. Because Walmart is literally the office is literally like not even 5 minutes away from my house. And then the Walmart is not even like 2 minutes away. So I go to the Walmart. Now I have been sitting in this waiting room waiting for them to roll me to my car and all that stuff for a minute. So I get to Walmart. They don't even have my prescription, y'all. They don't have my prescription. So it's been a good 30 minutes before I even went my way to the Walmart to get my prescription. By the time I get up there, you'll think my prescription will be ready. They hadn't even received it. So my people was like called up there and was like going off on them, like basically like, y'all had her in pain. Y'all still ain't got this medicine. Y'all wouldn't give her nothing at the office. The medication should have been here by now. And then she was like, I think she kept saying, he was like, do you think he's doing it or is he actually doing it? Like, he's literally having to cut these people out pretty much to get my medicine. So finally, they get my prescription. And then it's still a waiting process with Walmart trying to get your prescription. So I was probably in pain for over an hour because I was in pain during the surgery when I woke up. I was in pain for at least 30 minutes after the surgery. Still in pain, waiting on my prescription. That took another 20 minutes. Finally got home and got some medicine. Like, no doctor's office never called, said, am I okay? Am I recovering? Nothing. And, y'all, my feelings was hurt. I'm not gonna lie, my feelings was hurt because it's just crazy how these doctors like to experience that as a mixed woman, not just a black woman, any woman, black, white, I don't even care about race, but it is more prominent in the black community for women to get treated, or even just black men, women, it don't matter, for you to get treated less than any other race. But I'm mixed and still going through the same thing. Look at my face, y'all. Look at my face. And I'm just praying this continue to go. It went down a lot, but just praying because, when you get your wisdom, they tell you that you can have nerve damage where, like, my lip can be dripping like this forever. So we're just going to pray that is not the case. But when I tell you this experience has been a very, very, very traumatic experience. Like, very traumatic. Imagine you waking up during surgery. They strapped you down. They're telling you to be quiet and yelling at you because you're crying in pain. They would not give you medication. Just imagine how you would feel in that moment. And I couldn't believe that this doctor had no sympathy for me, knowing that I felt everything, knowing that my IV was messed up, knowing I wasn't getting any more pain medicine, or even like the anesthesia to keep you asleep. He knew I wouldn't get none of that. I had no remorse. None. And I'm all, like, growing up, y'all, I was a sick kid. So, my mom was in the military. So, from pregnancy, like, I went through it. Came out the womb being a sick baby into a sick kid. Like, I constantly was in the hospitals growing up. Like, I have arthritis that I was born with. I had stomach ulcers. I had like a lot of stuff going on as a child, so I already got like a phobia when it comes to doctors, and I do not like doctors. I do not like going to the doctors because it's always been like, I would just feel like I'm an experiment or somebody experimental, and so I do not like doctors. So this year, my goal was to get over this phobia because it's so bad, y'all, like, that it affect my kids. Like, I won't even, like, I will push my kids' appointments off to the last because my son went through a traumatic experience with a doctor where they give him them shots, and my son was literally sloshed over to the next day. And it looks like the doctors do not listen. They do not listen to you. Like, you're not gonna tell me, something is going on with my body. You're not gonna tell me it's not nothing going on. Like, no. Or you're not gonna tell me that you give me medicine and it got the side effect and I'm just supposed to ignore it. Like, no, I'm gonna listen to my body. Just like I'm gonna listen to my kid's body. My kid's body is reacting to something that is not in a way that I think is cool. I'm not gonna keep giving it to my kids. So I already have a phobia when it comes to doctors and hospitals and just going to the doctor and go to the dentist and go, because I constantly stayed in our doctor as a kid. So, this was my year to get over that fear of like getting my kids into the doctors like they should be, getting myself into a doctor like I should, going to the dentist, going to the eye doctor regularly, and getting my kids that same, consistency when it comes to the doctor, dentist, and eye. So the fact that this happened, like, that just triggered my phobia even more. Like, y'all, it just triggered me even more. And I don't know if anybody else feel this way, but I just have to tell y'all my little story time of my surgery that I just had, and I'm still recovering. I had surgery on April 25th of 2025, and it's April 27th today. Today is Sunday. I had it Friday, and today is Sunday. So this is like day 3, I guess, if you want to include the day of my surgery. So I am feeling a lot better. I've been in pain today, though. I've been in pain today. Yesterday, first day was horrible. I'm not gonna lie, it was horrible. Second day, I felt better. I wasn't as in pain, but I stayed on my medication like clockwork, so I wouldn't even feel the pain, because the first day traumatized me. But today I got a little lackadaisy because I don't like to take medication, y'all. I like to natural heals or do natural remedies to heal. So I do not like taking a lot of medication. So I kind of, let my body take a break from the medication because I was on it like clockwork. So this morning I woke up with some pain, so I'm back on the medication just so I could at least be up and not just down or whatever. So, y'all, but this is so dramatic, so traumatic. Like, I cried, like, even after the surgery and, like, after I got my medication, I just talked about this. I cried, like, so bad because I just couldn't believe that a doctor would do that to a patient. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I just couldn't believe that happened to me. Like, I hear so many horror stories of other women or other men going through stuff with doctors, but I never thought it would be me. So when it was me, it was really, really, really traumatic, and I just don't wish that on nobody. So make sure you do your research on doctors before you just go to the doctor. Make sure you do your research on dentists. Make sure you do research on surgery. All the things that you need to do, and ask the questions for worst case scenario. But I never thought I would have to ask these questions. But I just want to come in and tell y'all my little story time of how my surgery went. Y'all continue to pray for me. I'm still recovering. Hopefully my face gets back to normal. And I pray that nobody else had to go through this experience. Well, y'all look out for some new content coming, though. I got some hauls coming, and I do got some vlogs coming. So just look out for the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video.